Dear students, in this video we are going to see about a relationship of education and philosophy. Education and philosophy are so inseparably linked that all the educationalists were philosophers and vice versa. For this very reason, Socrates calls himself a philosopher. If we go into detail about the nature and function of education, it looks as if putting the ideas of philosophers into practice is nothing but education. What the prophets and exponents of religions would have thought better for the common people, their disciplines might have given these ideas into practical shapes. How these thoughts touched the minds of these prophets is a question yet to be debated. But one thing is very clear that there have always been such people who made it incumbent on themselves to think persistently what to do and what not to do and why it to be done in a particular way. By answering the question, how to do, education makes the process of life complete and meaningful. So, before coming to discuss any point of education, it is better to know what is philosophy and how and why it is related to education. Meaning of philosophy. The word philosophy has been derived from two Latin words, philos and sophia. Philos means love and sophia means wisdom or knowledge. Thus, philosophy means love for wisdom. The person who has love for wisdom or truth may be called as philosopher, provided that this love is in active form. If this love for wisdom is in active form, the person will be restless in search of truth and fact behind any phenomena. Plato in his book Republic says, "He who has a taste for every sort of knowledge and who is curious to learn and is ever satisfied may be termed as philosopher." Practical meaning of philosophy is somewhat different from this etymological meaning. Man undergoes a lot of experience in his life from birth to death, coupled with variety of problems related to knowledge, reality, and cosmos. In order to solve these problems, he ponders over them rationally by utilizing his experiences. All these exercises enhance his wisdom. In this way, every man is a philosopher at his own level, but technically, philosophers are designated only those people who can guide others by influencing their ideas and actions with their own. Indian concept of philosophy is rather different. It has been derived from the Sanskrit word "dikshi", meaning to see. This perception is not physical. It is rather metaphysical or intuitional in nature. It leads a man to the realization of truth, that is Atma. Thus, truth is the direct realization of self. Intuition of self, that Atma, is nothing but liberation from the bond of this Muktan life, moksha. Thus, darshan is actually conducive to achieve moksha. In the word of Max Muller, philosophy was recommended in India not for the sake of knowledge, but for the highest purpose to discover and follow the way to the other shore, that is heaven, across the troubled ocean of Sansar world. Definitions of philosophy. Plato, knowledge of eternal nature of things, which is in fact knowledge of true nature of different things, is philosophy. According to Aristotle, philosophy is a science which discovers the real nature of supernatural things. And according to Henderson, philosophy is an attempt to conceive and present an inclusive and systematic view of the universe and its main place in it. According to S. Radhakrishnan, darshan is a logical exposition of the nature of reality. Warrant Rousseau, philosophy, like other studies, aims primarily at knowledge. Thus, philosophy can be defined practically in the following words: rational approach of answering unsettled questions and redefining various entities of the universe in its own way is philosophy. Methods to be followed for this purpose are thinking, intuitions, and experiences. And the aim of all these exercises is the enhancement of knowledge. It is clear from the above definitions that all the sciences that have taken birth so far originated into philosophy. Philosophy determines not only the direction of knowledge, but it also establishes the aims of education in a particular society. Aims of education vary as much as there is variation in the individual and socio-political philosophy of the people. Thus, task of philosopher or educationalist never comes to an end. Philosophy is actually the base of all educational thoughts. Nature or origin of philosophy. Several views regarding the origin of philosophy are given below. According to Plato, philosophy finds its origin in wonder or curiosity created in the mind of man. According to the exponent of modern Western philosopher Descartes, philosophy originated from the feeling of skepticism in the mind of man. Third view is that human mind is restless. It is always active in the search of truth or reality. When man faces mysterious or difficulties in this world, he is shaken and he tries to find the ways and means to solve these problems. Thus, all the scientists and scholars of social sciences are philosophers first. Philosophy finds its origin into religion. God would have never left the man without guidance when he was created. Thus, guided principles: what is right or wrong, what is proper or improper, what is heaven or hell, so on, which can lead a man to a right direction is philosophy. Scope of philosophy. Till the medieval period, only persons of highest learning and the great scholars were known as philosophers. Even today, this subject is considered the highest discipline of knowledge. But modern Western philosophy changed this viewpoint by relating it to real worldly life. Now, philosophy solves the real problems of life first, then it touches the metaphysical world. Thus, scope of philosophy has increased manifold. Its three major categories are metaphysics, epistemology, and axiology. Metaphysics. The thing which is beyond our physical reach is metaphysics. It has five parts. Theology. It deals with nature and existence of God, His wishes and commands, His power, and His relation to the universe, especially to humans. Second, concept of soul. Here we study the purpose and role of living organisms, existence of soul, and its relations to the mortal body. Science of universe. It deals with the origin and end of the universe, its mortal and immortal elements and theories explaining to these. Science of creation. How this universe has been created and how will it come to an end, etc. are discussed here. Cosmology, it deals with the creation of cosmos and other living and non-living things. Epistemologies, that is belief about knowledge. Here we study about human intelligence and his capacity to acquire knowledge, nature and verification of evidence and knowledge and various methods of knowledge acquisition. The third one is axiology, belief about reality. It covers different types of values and ideas of life. Three things are included in this branch of philosophy. First one is logic. It determines the real nature of a thing and conclusion is drawn through inductive and deductive method. Imagination and reasoning dominate in this method of inquiry. Second one is ethics. It is concerned with contact of man in the society by demarcating a line between good and bad. The question of why a man should behave in a particular manner is answered here. The last one is aesthetics. It is concerned with the problem of beauty. On what criteria and standard beauty or ugliness is judged and is the main area of study here. Thus, we see that the scope of philosophy is the entire sphere of life ranging from this world to the other world. That is why every discipline of knowledge takes the help of philosophical thoughts and problems of life studied systematically. Whenever we try to define any concept related to any subject of study, we became a philosopher. Brief chronology of Western philosophical thoughts. Earlier ancient period, later ancient period, medieval period, and modern period. Earlier ancient period. The period before Socrates is called the earlier ancient period. Important philosophers of this period are Thales, Pythagoras, Heraclitus, Protagorus. According to Thales, he might be considered as a father of ancient Western philosopher. According to him, the world has originated from water. Pythagoras, he tried the synthesis mathematics with divine knowledge and he divided the society into several classes on the basis of their mental capacities and jobs that they do. Heraclitus, he opined that the world has originated from fire. He also said that everything in the universe goes on changing so rapidly and orderly that we cannot plunge into the same water again. And Protagorus, his philosophy is pragmatic in nature. According to him, man is the measure of all things. In the later ancient period, great thinkers like Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, etc., dominated the scene during this period. Their basic ideas about the universe are Socrates, he expressed his ideas in the form of teacher-taught dialogues and developed a unique method, that is question method of teaching. He believed that knowledge that already exists in soul is real and it is determined by dialogue and discourses. Plato, he has explained the relationship between man and the universe very systematically. Aristotle, he has mostly elaborated the idea of his great teacher, Plato, but in the light of natural and universal law. Medieval period. This is a period of religious, that is Christian philosophy. Important philosophers of this period are as follows, that is Augustine and Thomas Aquinas. Augustine, he was the first main Christian philosopher who believed that only God is real and he is the creator of all elements of the universe. Thomas Aquinas, he also had firm belief in Christianity. He believed that fundamentals of all religions are truth. The concept of vice and virtues are also real. Man should save life himself from sins by following the tenets of religion. Modern period is the history of philosophy. The modern period believed to, the, to be started systematically in the 15th century. It is the period that has given us many new philosophical thoughts like naturalism, pragmatism, and existentialism. Chief contributors of the periods are Erasmus. Modern period of philosophy begins with this Dutch writer whose main topic of discussion was marriage. In his book Philosophy of Marriage, he tried to prove that system of marriage is a foolish proposition. He even attacked the religion recognizing this system. Descartes, he gave for the first time a scientific base to the subject philosophy, as he was well-known scientist and mathematician. Thus he disbelieved everything that could not be proved by scientific enquiry. He believed that matter and mind are the two essential elements for the knowledge of universe. Thus he propounded the theory of dualism. John Locke, he is an empiricist. His philosophical discourse is restricted to matter only. According to him, learning is possible only through sensory experiences. Berkeley, according to him, whatever is visible is universe. In this way, all physical aspects of the universe are reducible to mental phenomena. That is, we can think of whatever is visible. Rousseau, he is the chief profounder of naturalism. He says the nature plays an exclusive role in manifesting reality and knowledge. Kant, he criticized Rousseau by saying that discovery of knowledge is not nature but conscious self that is more important. True knowledge is obtained only by coordinating mind with nature. Nature without mind cannot discover truth or knowledge. John Dewey, the chief profounder of pragmatism, believed that only that which could be experimented is real and utility is the criteria of knowledge. Thank you.